Hey everybody, CLARKSIDE here. Welcome back to Destiny. Yesterday, Bungie dropped the prologue trailer for Destiny's next expansion, the House of Wolves. If you haven't seen the trailer without me waffling over the top, then make sure you check that out now by clicking on the link in the description and then come back to this video. To coincide with the trailer, Bungie also posted an update on their website, teasing about some of the other features of House of Wolves. In this video, I'm going to be going over the tidbits of information released about the expansion, giving you my impressions and speculating on what little we know so far. Alrighty, so the trailer was set on a snowy landscape, which I really hope we get to explore. The narration from the Awoken Queen talks about how she defended our solar system from the Fallen attack, she defeated them, and then they bowed before her and she gave them a home in the reef. Her mercy was met with betrayal when some of the Fallen rebelled against her and massacred some of her royal subjects. The line that really hooked me, and I'm sure it grabbed you too, was, "They will feel my wrath." What this line is pointing to is, early on in Destiny's life, there was a limited time event called the Queen's Wrath, which featured additional bounties that you could pick up from the bounty tracker. You would complete these bounties to unlock missions or kill orders from the Queen, which were level 24 variations of some of the campaign missions that feature the Fallen. There were some other things like modifiers, like you get in weekly heroic or nightfall strikes, and you could earn some pretty sweet loot for all your efforts. The Supremacy, the Queen's Wrath sniper rifle, is still considered to be one of the best snipers in the game. For reasons I can't quite fathom, there was a shitstorm over the event and Bungie said that the Queen's Wrath was going back in the oven for the foreseeable future. I'm looking forward to seeing how a new and improved version of the Queen's Wrath plays into the rest of the House of Wolves content. I would love to see it used in the run-up to the release of House of Wolves to drum up hype, much like when the Blades of Crota started invading the Cosmodrome and the Moon on the run-up to the Dark Below. So House of Wolves will not have a raid. Yep, you heard me right. No raid coming in May this year. What appears to have taken its place is an all-new arena mode, which Bungie describes as: House of Wolves will have a new cooperative endgame activity focused on variety, replayability and skill. A new battle arena called the Prison of Elders. Before we get into the finer details of the arena, I just want to point out that Bungie have said that there's no raid with House of Wolves. This does not rule out the possibility of a raid coming later in the year. They had this to say: House of Wolves will not have a raid activity. We didn't make this decision lightly. Our team have been humbled by the reception of raids in Destiny, and we are creating a new raid for a release later this year. So panic over, we will get to play another raid before the year is out. So let's get back to the arena. This to me sounds a lot like a Horde mode, something that many fans have requested since day one. I for one would love to put my skills to the test by going up against wave after wave of progressively harder enemies, all in an effort to win some super sweet loot. From what we know about the Prison of Elders so far from the present story content, is that this is where the Queen holds the fallen leaders and Archon priests that she's captured, and she uses them as wards to keep the other fallen in check. What I expect to see from this is, after every few waves, we have a boss encounter with a fallen Archon priest, a captain, or a Kel. What would be really awesome is if we get some unique enemy types like we've never seen before. So say for example, the Queen's captured a Star Wars Rancor-like lizard beast, or even an Ahamkara, the supposedly extinct space dragon species that's talked about a lot in the lore of Destiny. Before Destiny's 10-year life is through, we absolutely fucking have to fight an Ahamkara. It would be super dumb of Bungie not to bring these into the games at some point. What else can we expect from the arena gameplay? Well, if you have the Destiny app on Android or iOS, then there's a couple of new fields for your stats on the raid section, titled Zones Captured and Offensive Kills. So this suggests to me that there'll be some kind of objective-based gameplay where you have to defend capture points against waves of enemies and boss attacks. Now what would be completely bonkers is if at a certain point in the arena you're match made with a rival Guardian fire team and one wave of the Prison of Elders is a Crucible-like PvP fight to the death. It's unlikely, but that blend of PvP and PvE would be super smart in my books. Having a gladiatorial fight between Guardians, like in the Colosseums of ancient Rome, would be epic. Some time ago, details of potential raid armor and raid weapons were data mined from the game. I wouldn't rule out these being part of House of Wolves. It's entirely possible that these will fit into the rewards that we'll reap from the arena. As the Queen says, open the reef to the Guardians. Offer the riches of our realm as bounty for these traitors. That pretty much confirms that we'll either see a return of loot from the Queen's Wrath, the leaked raid-like gear, or a mixture of both. Maybe there's some entirely new rewards that we haven't even seen yet. I guess we're going to have to wait a few more weeks to find out. There's a few dates you're going to need to put into your calendar before the House of Wolves launches on May the 19th. Starting with Wednesday the 22nd of April, Bungie will be doing a live stream, a walking tour of the Reef social space, and discussing upgrade options for your gear past and present. When House of Wolves launches, the new max attack value for your weapons is going to be 365. The fact that Fatebringer features in this image hints that Vault of Glass gear can be upgraded to the new standard. I would also assume that Crota's End gear will be upgradable to 365 as well. This is awesome news. Following that, there's a reveal and live gameplay of Trials of Osiris on the 29th of April, and we'll also get to see some of the Trials gear in action. Finally, on May the 6th, we're going to see live gameplay of the arena mode, the Prison of Elders. I feel like this schedule set before us is Bungie back on top of their game. They've had a lot of flack recently over not being very forthcoming, having lackluster weekly updates, and now we are just starting to realise that it's all for very good reason. They have been saving the choicest bits of information to release on a schedule on the run-up to House of Wolves next month. We're in for some real treats. So there you have it, guys. That's what we know so far. I'll keep you guys updated as we learn more. In the meantime, drop me a comment down below letting me know what your thoughts on all this is. If you've enjoyed this video, then drop your fist of havoc on that like button. And if you're new to my channel, then click the subscribe button to stay up to date with all my latest Destiny videos. Until next time, Guardians, this is CLARKSIDE signing out.